Hello, I am taking on a challenge to beat every playable Nintendo published game. Welcome to the next episode. The next game is Game & Watch Flagman. We're back with more Game & Watch. Strap yourself in, because this is going to be the norm for a while. Game & Watch Flagman was released just 2 months after Game & Watch Ball as part of the Silver Series. If you play Smash Bros., you may recognize his up tilt from this game, where he lifts a flag labeled either 1 or 2. Unlike most of the Game & Watch games, game modes A and B are pretty different this time around, with Game Mode A being a game of memory, and Game Mode B being a game of reaction time. I started with Game Mode A, which is essentially a Simon Says game. The character lifts up one of 4 numbers from 1 to 4. Numbers 1 and 2 are on flags that the character holds up, and 3 and 4 are on his feet, for some reason. After this, you repeat the number, using one of the 4 buttons that corresponds to the number shown. Then, the game will show the number again, but with a new number added to the end of the sequence. This process gets repeated over and over, and the sequence of numbers you must memorize gets longer and longer as more numbers are added. If you mess up 3 times, the game ends, and your final score represents how many numbers in a row you memorized. One thing that helped a lot in this mode was that there were both visual and auditory differences with each of the numbers, so it's not like you were just memorizing a sequence of numbers. I found the sounds in particular to be helpful, since I was able to sing the melody of the sequence to help me remember the order.
B B ba B ba da dee da ba dee da 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 da.
In the end, I spent around 26 minutes on a single round of the game, and I ended up memorizing a sequence of 44 numbers in a row. I think I could have gone further too, but I made a few dumb mistakes that were costly. I don't know if the score is at all impressive, but I got a lot further than I thought I would. To give you an idea what it was like, here is the last successful sequence that I had. Back up to 1 again, okay?
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
After this, I switched to Game Mode B. This mode was significantly different. A number would display on the left, and you had to then press the corresponding button to that number in a fast enough time. This ended up being surprisingly difficult, since the order of the buttons is not the same as the vertical order that the numbers were displayed in. I also wasn't playing on original hardware, so it's possible there was some added lag, but that might just be me making excuses. This mode went by much quicker, and I ended with a score of 41. I guess my memory is better than my reaction time. This game was especially difficult to determine an ending for, since it doesn't feel like these games were designed around you getting hundreds of points like in Ball. However, I was content with my scores, and I felt like I was content with my time with the game too, so I decided to end it here. Game & Watch Flagman complete. On to the review. While this one is really simple, I think I enjoyed this one more than Ball, although that might be because of how well I did in the Simon Says mode. The reaction game was a little too tough for me, but I like that it was a bit faster paced than Ball. If you don't like memory games, this one probably isn't for you, but I enjoyed it despite its simplicity. I gave the game a 6 out of 10. It's nothing too special, but I ultimately still enjoyed my time with it. Thanks for watching the video. If you want to see more of these in the future, make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss out on the next one. Also leave a like if you enjoyed it, since it'll help the channel grow and motivate me to continue this series. I hope I will see you in the next step of my quest to beat every Nintendo game.